Houston Astros trade Jesus Sanchez to the Toronto Blue Jays for Joey Lopito. Was a former top prospect in the Houston Astros system, where they traded him a few years ago at the deadline for Yushi Kikuchi. So Lopito back with the Astros, and Jesus Sanchez going back the other way. And Sanchez, we know he does well versus right-handed pitching. The last season for Sanchez, 14 home runs, 48 RBIs, 61 runs scored, 13 stolen bases, a 237 average, and a 304 on base percentage. So fit in with this Toronto Blue Jay team. We know Santander, he's going to be out 5 to 6 months, most likely majority of the season with the shoulder surgery. He's getting his Santander, so they needed another left-handed bat in this lineup is Toronto, and now they add Jesus Sanchez to it. So in terms of fantasy baseball, he's someone in deeper leagues I would take a late-round flyer on. This is a talented offense, obviously led by Vlad Guerrero. George Springer had a good season last year. You got Dalton Varsho as well as this Toronto Blue Jay team. And you got contact guys like Barger. Akamoto was a good signing, I think, in the offseason. But obviously they lost Bo Bichette, and they were favored for a majority of the offseason to get Kyle Tucker. And obviously he went to the Dodgers, so now they get Sanchez. And it's a need for them, especially with Santander out. So like I said, versus right-handed pitching, he's going to bring power and hit the baseball. And now to the Astros side, Sanchez, he was a platoon player, like I said. He didn't verse lefties. And Joey Lopito was a top prospect a few seasons ago in this Astros system. And now to get him back for Jesus Sanchez, I think it's a good deal for Houston. He's going to have a spot, I think, in one of these corner outfield spots as well for this Astro team. And last season, Lopito in a cup of coffee in the majors, 4 home runs, 14 RBIs, 12 runs scored, a stolen base, a 333 average, and a 379 on base percentage. So he showed he could hit the baseball, put the ball in play, and hit for a high average. And like you said, he was a former top prospect in this Astro system and showed power. But we'll see if he gets a starting spot or at least be a bench guy for this Astro team. So in terms of fantasy baseball with Lopito, he's someone I would take a wait-and-see approach on. But like I said, it wouldn't be surprising me if early in the season, if he's in the minors or on the bench, that he works his way into this Astro lineup. So Jesus Sanchez traded to the Toronto Blue Jays, and Joey Lopito coming back to the Astros after he was traded to Toronto a few seasons ago. And we'll see how these guys do for their new teams entering the 2026 season.